All right, so here's the practice video for the Potomac River Battle Series that we got coming up this weekend. We're on the Potomac River, obviously, if that's where the tournament's going to be coming out of. The tournament goes out of Leesylvania. That is not what we did here. We actually launched out of Aquia, Hope Springs Marina, and we fished Aquia, we fished the beach, we fished all that area. I wanted to check the grass. The grass growth in that lower region, mid to lower region of the river has been really, really good. All kinds of different grass. Past few years, the grass has been mostly hydrilla, which has almost dominated the whole river. Fish love it. It's really hard to fish though. So this year we're seeing a lot more eelgrass. We're seeing a good amount of milfoil, and we're seeing a couple other different kinds of grasses. I'm not really sure what it is. Potomac Creek, Quiet Creek, those creeks are really loaded up with really a good mix of everything. As you start going upriver, you start seeing a lot more hydrilla kind of dominating, but that's okay. Right now the grass is not topped out. You can still fish over the top of it, especially on higher tides and stuff like that. So the day kind of was pretty calm and easy to where I can run a little bit. Had a full tank gas. We ran up. We checked all the, Quantico. We checked Chickamauga, and then we also ended up in Mattawoman. What you're seeing here is actually some fish that we're catching in Mattawoman. That seemed to be the primary deal. Past weekend there was a big MLF Big 5 tournament that went out, and they were launching out of Smallwood in Mattawoman, so they're bringing back a lot of release fish. So there's a lot of fish right now in Mattawoman, which Mattawoman's always good anyways. It's one of my favorite creeks. I've won some tournaments out of there already. I like it a lot. I got a lot of confidence when I go in there. We got on a little deal. Problem when you're going into a practice video is you're not gonna see me kind of blast them. Just gonna catch what I need to figure out what the pattern is and what's going on and what they're dealing with, and then leaving them, backing off and leaving those fish. So I found a really good pattern. We got different tide cycles for the tournament, so I'm not really sure how it's gonna pan out and how it's gonna play out. I feel pretty confident about it. I'm kind of really pumped up for this tournament coming up to see how it progresses and how it goes. We'll talk more about that. We'll talk about the baits. We'll talk about the tide cycles, what those fish were holding on, what that dominant pattern actually was, and hopefully in the tournament video we can see that perspire and see something come of it. But real quick, I want to talk about something. I work at Shooters Archery, Anglers Bait and Tackle, and I got something for you guys. So if you're into archery, or you're into bass fishing, or you're into kind of the tournament fishing stuff, we got pretty much what you need here. So I'm gonna give you guys 15% off anybody who subs on my channel. So if you're already subscribed, you're gonna get the same 15% off, and then if you're a new subscriber, you're gonna get 15% off. Just come in and say, hey, I'm a subscriber to AA Fishing, and you'll get that 15% off. All fishing related products, 15% off. What's cool about Anglers Bait and Tackle is we got a wide selection of all kinds of bass tackle. We got some crappie stuff, some panfish stuff, but the majority of what we have is stuff that I use, that Jeff uses, that we all use here in the store to catch bass between all the tidal rivers, Lake Anna, everywhere we go, down to Kerr and Bugs and all that stuff. So if you're fishing this area and you're in this area, stop in. Typically we can usually have something that you're going to want. The other cool part about it is we are a full pro shop, archery shop. So if you come in here, whether you're a hunter, a 3D shooter, shoot dots, whatever it is, we have for you, because we have a full line of pro shops, all different kinds of bow brands, and we also have an indoor range, which is AC, which is really critical on these real hot days, and then we have an outdoor range, 20 to 70 yards, and then a 3D course, 25 target ASA style 3D course through the woods. It's really awesome. Come and check it out and redeem that 15% off on your tackle, rods, reels, whatever you want. 15% off. It's pretty awesome. All you gotta do is come in and say you subscribe to AA Fishing, and I really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow this channel. Enough of that. Let's get to the fishing. Check out this day. Yeah. Oh, I got something. There's a bass right there. Yeah. Not a very big one, but it's a start, and that was like a really weird bite. I mean, look how well he ate it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he ate it. But it was like, I didn't even feel it. Like, I thought I was hung on a piece of grass. It's kind of pathetic, but hey. Waiting chartreuse. I figured I had to go with the confidence bait, you know.
Come on, Jack. I'm being a bitch. Oh yeah.
Spinner bug.
Good color with the blade.
There you go.
Swing. It's about time.
It's about freaking time, right?
I was gonna have to put postal on him or something. There you go. I think he's blinded.
Yeah.
Oh.
Derp.
See you, buddy. Almost.
Look, you know, if you're trying to like call in your live well, that fish would have got out of the boat easy.
Right.
He is blinding one. Yeah, I see that.
Man.
Yeah.
Catch the blind ones. It's the ones I can catch.
Hey, got him on his good side. Go. Calm down there, buddy. I'll let you go. I didn't even set the hook on him. Just pulled against him. That thing's still working? Sweet. Bad one. This is like exactly what this place looked like in like April one year. Oh my God, they were spawning around it. There was the biggest school of bass I've ever witnessed in my entire life. Out there on the backside of that island. There was a tournament where we counted them, there was 56 boats all out in that one area right there. 56. There's a BFL tournament. I was coming here and I would do drifts through there. Swim jig, chatterbait, trap. And I'd have 100 plus fish days. Every day I'd have at least 20, 22 pounds. My best 5. Every day. I mean, I was doing every chance I had off. If I had a couple days off a week, that's where I was. Told my buddy about it when he came down for the BFL. The river was really rough, so everybody just came out of Smallwood and parked right there. And he's like, dude, he's like, everybody had fish on. Like, it wasn't like somebody was cracking them or whatever. He's like, everybody. You could look around and somebody had a fish on. Well, they're eating like all these. There was a bunch of gizzard shad running around through the grass. So they're eating a lot of that. So it was, I mean, spinner baits, traps, I mean, anything. It was stupid easy. Yeah, I thought that's how the Potomac River was. I'm like, oh my God, like, this was my first time ever coming here. We found that. Like, this is the greatest fishery in the whole world. Needless to say, that's never happened again. There we go. I don't know what that is. It's big.
Take it on.
Swim jig.
I think I'm holding it right now.
No, it's bass. It's a good one. My black and blue.
Black and blue. Dude, look at that guy. That's 3, 4.
That's a nice one. That's the kind I need. How you doing, big girl? Nice. Oh, there's another one. That's a snakehead, ain't it? That's a bass. It's a water skier. Oh, another one that choked it.
Black Swimjig.
We got a little something going on now, don't we?
I think so.
Take it. There we go. There's another one. Oh, it's another good one too, dude.
She's dropping in the edge of that stuff, huh? See that?
No, I got him. Just like that. That's a tank right there.
Yeah, he's a good one, man.
Look, eating it. Yeah. Look, it's a berry down in there. All right. Hate to do this to us, but I think we're done with the spot. One already rigged. Out of the back of the boat down.
Doesn't want to come up much either, does it?
That's a good one too.
Get the right color, man. All about the color. My loner. Swimjig. Hit the trailers, just don't have the jig. Good stuff, man.
Good job, man.
Appreciate it.
Not a problem.
There you go, little one.
Got something there. It was freaking big. It's all weight. Oh my God, it's another good one. Yeah. And of course, we got a boater that just drove by us and saw me catch that dude. Alright, practice is over. Now I'm out here in the boat, rigging up some rods, getting some stuff ready. I think I figured out a pretty good pattern. The only problem is that I looked at the tides and it looks like it's going to be a little bit different and a little bit challenging. I mean, as every tournament fishing day goes, everything is going to change, everything is going to be different, and we got to be able to adjust. I got something to go on anyways. I got some ideas of where they can go, what they could possibly do, especially based on what we found out throughout this day. We had a couple things going, you know, down there in the quiet, like we talked about in the beginning of the video, all different kinds of grass. You know, there's a lot of different stuff down there. We did get a couple bites down there. We didn't smash on them, but we didn't really pound on them either. We just kind of got the few bites that we got, figured out a little deal, and then started making our way upriver. Upriver is kind of where things kind of went down. The deal that we got on was kind of tide Pacific. It was based on transition of grass. So like we talked about earlier, all the different types of grass that are in the river right now. Well, what I stumbled on was actually a transition to where it was hydrilla, a big hydrilla flat that kind of stopped at a very distinct edge. That's very different than anything I've seen out there. But we found it on dead low tide, and the only current that was there was created by wind, and those fish were set up. It was a perfect storm. For this tournament, it looks like we're going to be an hour into that incoming. I'm not sure how that's going to affect things. There's obviously going to be more water on it. So what I did is we caught those 3 fish. I stopped fishing for them. I went up and down it, marking waypoints to figure out exactly where to have the boat positioned. I mean, even if I got to worm it, or maybe those fish can end up on top of it, it's not far away from some pad fields, so when the water's high, maybe they might congregate around that or whatever, but we'll make some adjustments to try to figure it out. Darren caught 2 on a different spot that had that hydrilla to a transition to eelgrass and milfoil and that kind of stuff. It was more sporadic out there, but it made a transition to it, and he did catch a couple fish behind me doing that on a jig that I gave him. So talking about that, the jig that I caught him on is actually a Dave's Tournament tackle. They call that Potomac Killer, and I got a Reaction Innovations trailer on there. So it's called Low Blow. It's kind of a June bug top, blue sapphire bottom, and throwing that on 30 pound braid. And the rod is a Fitzgerald Stunner HD 7.3 medium heavy Revo STX, and again 30 pound braid. It's an 8-to-1 gear ratio setup here. That's a 3/8. So that particular jig from Dave's Tournament Tackle is actually a 3/8 jig, and that's what I call those on. I like this trailer. Let's go about this trailer real quick. I like this trailer whenever I'm just casting a jig and swimming it. You know, I'm not really pumping it. I'm not really trying to keep it high in the water column. I'm basically fishing it just like a spinnerbait. Letting it get hung in the grass a little bit, snapping it out of there. That trailer has it's a little softer, so it gives it a lot of action this way, but it also makes that bait roll and gets that skirt kind of pumping a little bit without having to do anything to it. I really like that style trailer. I got that trailer in a bunch of different colors. Again, that's a skinny dipper. Same rod setup. The only difference here on this one is I got 20 pound fluorocarbon, and the other deal is that's actually a Dirty Jigs 1/4 ounce, so it's a lighter jig. Same trailer, but that's just a straight black and blue setup. All right, with some sapphire blue in there. So this is the exact jig that I pulled out of my box, handed to Darren, and Darren caught him on it. He caught 2 on there. So just a little bit lighter, something else I could swim it a little bit slower and still keep contact with that grass. And it's a jig I have a lot of confidence in. The same deal, that head design that's on that Dirty Jigs, it tracks really nice. They both have fairly soft weed guards and really stout hooks. That's what I didn't talk about the other jig. Let me bring that back out real quick. So if you're going out and you're buying Dave's Tournament Tackle jigs, this is actually the HD. So the HD has a different head style on it, all right? And it also has a beefy hook. And that's what you need with a braid setup. I carry both. I carry their regular swim jigs, and I carry the HDs. The HDs are a braid only, in my opinion. It's really hard to hook them any other way. And then the non-HD version of it has a much smaller, lighter gauge hook on it. And those are 2 rods that I'm gonna have set up with a bunch of other stuff. The chatterbait was playing, flipping pads, so I have a pad flipping setup. If we catch them like that, I'll go over that setup a little bit better for you. Same thing with my chatterbaits and all that. Other than that, we're just looking forward to this tournament. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, tides are different, things are changing, and that's the exciting part about tournament bass fishing. You never really know what's going to happen until it happens. And thanks again. Thanks for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Until next time, tight lines.